What'd you say? Yes, I know. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Barnstable Unitarian Universalist, where love guides us. I am the Reverend Dr. Kristen Harper, and my pronouns are she and hers.
And good morning. I am Dawn McKechnie, the Director of Children and Youth Ministries here at UCB, and my pronouns are she and hers.
If you are joining us for the first time, you are in for an unusual service. Today, we celebrate the Flower Communion, which is for us a traditional ending of the church year and the beginning of the summer season.
We are still open in the summer for worship at 10:30, but many of our members go away or have family and friends visit, so the children and youth programs take a sabbatical, and our choir is on hiatus.
We are a welcoming congregation of and for all ages, working for justice and compassion in our world, encouraging spiritual growth and thoughtful dialogue.
Here we celebrate the participation and presence of people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and gender nonconforming. Here, Black and brown and immigrant lives matter. Here we lift up the consumption crisis in which we find ourselves and promote the values of a sustainable planet.
In the spirit of welcome, please rise, embody our spirit, and greet one another. Good morning. Good morning. I call your attention to the announcements in the order of service. I have a couple announcements. For the Preservation Award we won, there's a second award that you heard about that is like the local favorite. And we need you to vote for us. So if you go to preservation.mass.gov or something like that, preservationmass.gov, you will be able to vote for us. We are in 7th place right now, and more votes mean more chances to move up there, so please do that. We have some scones left over from Saturday. I don't know what kind, but they're there, and I invite you to buy them during coffee hour. By the time I got to coffee hour last week, they were all gone. So don't stay and greet me. If you want a scone, you need to rush in there. I invite the Dubners forward to light our chalice. Thank you. We are each a seed, the beginning of something different, the beginning of something beautiful.
All that is created on our earth is special.
We may be or may not be unique in this universe, but we are whole and holy and right.
Just as we are, just as we are.
We blossom differently. We bloom in different colors.
And still we are one.
I invite you all to rise in body or spirit and join me in the affirmation in unison printed in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity and fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with mine. Thus do we covenant together.
Please remain standing and join us in our children and youth affirmation. We believe in unity. We believe in community. We believe each of us has the power to make a difference in the world. And please remain standing and join in singing hymn number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth, found in your gray hymnal.
Please be seated.
Throughout this year, we have been exploring what it means to trust in the unfolding journey, to trust that even when we cannot see the whole picture, each small step matters. Sometimes growth happens quietly, almost invisibly. One choice, one act of care, one moment of courage at a time. This story I'm about to tell, the daffodil principle, reminds us that extraordinary beauty is often created not all at once, but through countless small actions taken over many years. So let's begin. The Daffodil Principle by Geraldine Esplund Edwards. Several times my daughter had telephoned to say, "Mother, you must come to see the daffodils before they are over." I wanted to go, but it was a 2-hour drive. "I will come next Tuesday, I promised," and a little reluctantly on her third call. So next Tuesday came, and it was cold and rainy. Still, I had promised, and reluctantly I drove there. When I finally walked into Caroline's house, I was welcomed by the joyful sounds of happy children. I delightedly hugged and greeted my grandchildren. "Forget the daffodils, Caroline. The road is invisible in these clouds and fog, and there is nothing in the world except you and these children that I want to see badly enough to drive another inch." My daughter smiled calmly and said, "We drive in this all the time, Mother." "Well, you won't get me back out on the road until it clears, and then I'm heading for home," I assured her. "I was hoping you'd take me over to the garage to pick up my car." "Well, how far of a drive is that?" "Oh, just a few blocks," Caroline said, "but I'll drive. I'm used to this." After several minutes, I had asked, "Where are we going? This isn't the way to the garage." "We're going to my garage the long way," Caroline smiled, "by way of the daffodils." "Caroline," I said sternly, "please turn around." "It's all right, Mother," I promised. "You will never forgive yourself if you miss this experience." After about 20 minutes, we turned onto a small gravel road, and I saw a small church. On the far side of the church, I saw a hand-lettered sign with an arrow that read, "Daffodil Garden." We got out of the car, each took a child's hand, and I followed Caroline down the path. Then, as we turned a corner, I looked up and gasped. Before me lay the most glorious sight. It looked as though someone had taken a great vat of gold and poured it over the mountain peak and its surrounding slopes. The flowers were planted in majestic, swirling patterns, great ribbons and swaths of deep orange, creamy white, lemon yellow, salmon pink, and saffron and butter yellow. Each different color variety was planted in large groups so that it swirled and flowed like its own river with its own unique hue. There were 5 acres of flowers. "Who did this?" I asked Caroline. "Just one woman," Caroline answered. "She lives on the property. That's her home." Caroline pointed to a house, small and modestly sitting in the middle of all that glory. We walked up to the house, and on the patio we saw a poster. "Answers to the questions I know you are asking," was the headline. The first answer was simply 50,000 bulbs. The second answer was 1 at a time by a woman, 2 hands, 2 feet, and 1 brain. The third answer was began in 1958. For me, that moment was life-changing experience. I thought of this woman who I had never met, who more than 40 years before had begun 1 bulb at a time to bring her vision of beauty and joy to an obscure mountaintop. Planting 1 bulb at a time, year after year, this unknown woman had forever changed the world in which she lived. 1 day at a time, she had created something of extraordinary magnificence, beauty, and inspiration. The principle her daffodil garden taught is one of the greatest principles of celebration. That is learning to move toward our goals and desires of one step at a time, often just one baby step at a time, and learning to love the doing, learning to use the accumulation of time. When we multiply tiny pieces of time with small elements of daily effort, we too will find we can accomplish magnificent things. We can change the world. It makes me sad in a way, I admitted to Caroline. What might I have accomplished if I had thought of a wonderful goal 35 or 40 years ago and had worked away at it one bulb at a time through all those years? Just think what I might have been able to achieve. My daughter summed up the message of the day in her usual direct way. "Start tomorrow," she said. She was right. It is so pointless to think of the lost hours of yesterday. The way to make learning a lesson of celebration instead of a cause of regret is to only ask, how can I put this to use today? The woman who planted those daffodils could not see the entire garden when she began. She only had the next bulb to plant, the next small step to take. In many ways, that is how all meaningful journeys unfold. We rarely know exactly what is ahead, but we can trust that our daily acts of love, kindness, learning, and service matter. As we continue our own journeys, may we remember the lesson of the daffodils. We do not need to see the whole garden to begin. We only need the courage to plant the next bulb and trust in the unfolding. So the next part of our service is for us to sing the garden song together. But before we do, I have a quick reflection to share. This was my dad's favorite song, and every time I hear it, I think of him. It's a reminder that even when someone has been gone for many years, love remains, and sometimes a simple song can bring that love right back to us. So as we sing the garden song, I invite you to think of someone you carry with you in your heart. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing the garden song, which you can find as an insert in your order of service.
Inch by inch, Please be seated. This month and last month's split plate recipient is the Brazilian Resource Center. Among the many things they do, they provide financial assistance to immigrant families struggling to pay their rent and childcare. They provide resources for the immigrant community for services that keep them safe, help them find and keep housing and employment, connect them with advocates and supporters. They are now combining efforts to make sure that the internet is accessible to all immigrant families across the Cape and Islands.
And before we begin the offertory, this year we began a memory jar, inviting memories of all members of all ages to capture moments that mattered. So over the past year, slips of paper found their way into the jar, and these are some of the memories. We've got Unerased on January 9th, Earth Day, Justice for All meeting, great energy. Today's sermon, thank you, Kristen. Easter egg hunt. Bingo! When I had fun with friends and family. Jen's speech and talk was wonderful. My son participated in the Pebble Communion today just so he could quietly say something funny to himself. The Peeps Pilgrimage, youth group, handprints, playing with Lego, the magic show. So some memories were simple, some were profound. Together they tell the story of a community learning, growing, and serving, celebrating and showing up for one another. The memory jar reminds us to pause and appreciate the moments we have shared along the way. Looking back helps us recognize what we have built together and fills us with gratitude for the love, joy, and connection that continues to unfold here. As we receive this morning's offering, let us give thanks for all that this church has made possible this year and consider how gifts help create the memories, ministries, and moments of belonging that will fill next year's memory jar. We will now receive the morning offering.
You can play the game and you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how do you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Whoa, father and mother, and sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease.
Please rise, embody our spirit, and join me in the dedication and offering doxology printed in your order of service.
Now is the time in our service for a very special moment, our bridging ceremony. Miriam Dubner, would you please come forward? Coming of age, the transition from youth to young adulthood, is a significant milestone honored in cultures around the world. It marks the shift from being cared for by others to taking responsibility for ourselves, our actions, our choices, our path. In Unitarian Universalist community, it is also the moment when one receives full voice in our shared decisions. It is a time when we as a community acknowledge that our children are no longer under our constant protection and guidance. They are stepping forward to shape their own lives. This transition doesn't happen all at once. It isn't a single door we walk through, but it's a bridge we cross gradually. We launch ourselves from the familiar arms of family and church community into the wider embrace of the community of friends and companions we have helped build. And it will continue to build as we grow and change. It can be both exhilarating, sometimes scary, and uncertain. The future is unknown. Where we go and who we will become may be unknown, but it is full of promise and possibility. In this brief ceremony, we recognize our shared responsibility to reach out a steadying hand to Miriam, not to shield her from every stumble, but to offer her support and love as she learns to rise again and again.
It has been such a joy and an honor to watch Miriam grow and change and flourish. As she transitions from being a youth to a young adult, we look forward to seeing what new things are in store for you and hope to be a grounding part of your life as you continue your spiritual and developmental journey on whatever path you choose. Miriam would like to share some of her own thoughts with all of us. It is my pleasure to invite her forward to share with us.
Good morning. There is a strange ache that comes with standing between who you have been and who you are becoming. The familiar parts of yourself begin to loosen their grip, and the identities that once felt permanent no longer fit quite the same way. You can feel the distance growing between yourself and your former life, yet the future version of yourself remains just out of reach. It is a place filled with uncertainty, where the comfort of what is known has faded, but the confidence of what comes next has not yet arrived. In this in-between space, emotions often exist side by side in contradiction. There is grief for the person you are leaving behind, even when the departure is necessary. There is excitement for new possibilities, paired with fear of what they may demand from you. Some days feel full of purpose and momentum, others feel suspended, as though time itself has paused while you wait to understand where you belong. The transition can feel lonely because it is difficult to explain a journey that has not yet revealed its destination. What makes this season so challenging is that growth rarely announces itself with certainty. More often it appears as confusion, discomfort, and questions without immediate answers. You begin to outgrow old habits, relationships, and beliefs before you have fully discovered the ones that will replace them. It can feel like walking through a doorway while part of you is still standing in the room behind you. The threshold is narrow, and for a time you belong to completely neither side. Yet there is also something quietly beautiful about this moment. Beneath the uncertainty, there is movement. Beneath the doubt, there is becoming. Even when the path ahead is unclear, the fact that the old version of yourself no longer fits is evidence that change is already underway. The space between who you've been and who you're becoming is not empty. It is where transformation takes place, where new understanding is formed, and where the future version of yourself has not yet met begins to emerge. Growing up alongside my siblings and friends in our church youth program remains one of the most meaningful parts of my childhood. Those years were filled with shared experiences, laughter, and countless memories that helped shape who I am today. Whether we were performing at the talent shows, participating in beach cleanups, or simply spending time together, we built friendships that were grounded in a sense of community, belonging, and love. Having my siblings by my side made those moments even more special, creating bonds that continue to connect us years later. Looking back, I realized that the youth group offered much more than activities and events. It provided a place where we could grow together, support one another, and learn important values that have stayed with us into adulthood. The friendships formed during that time and the lessons that we learned continue to influence the way I view relationships, faith, and community. Even as life has taken us in different directions, the memories of growing up together in that environment remain a source of comfort, gratitude, and joy. As I step into adulthood, I am carrying with me the love I have for the people around me. The relationships that have shaped my life have taught me the importance of kindness, connection, and showing up for others, and those are values I never want to leave behind. No matter how much life changes, I hope to continue leading with an open heart, cherishing the people I care about, and creating meaningful memories with those who walk alongside me. The love I have received and given throughout my life has become a part of who I am, and it is something I will carry into every new chapter. I am also bringing my inner child with me, the part of myself that finds wonder in ordinary moments and joy in the little things. I want to hold on to the excitement of a beautiful sunset, the comfort of shared laughter, and the simple happiness found in everyday experiences. Growing older does not mean letting go of curiosity, imagination, or gratitude. Rather, it means learning to appreciate them even more. As I grow and change, I hope to keep that sense of wonder alive, allowing it to remind me that some of life's greatest joys are often found in the smallest moments. Thank you.
Seeing you talking about your time here, it reminded me that you were here when I started here 5 years ago, and seeing you flourish has just been such a blessing. It's been so wonderful. So as we begin the bridging portion of our ceremony, I invite any children or youth who would like to come forward and stand with Miriam on this side of our bridge. Are you able? Yeah, same. Oh, good. Come on over. Oh, yeah. You okay? Yeah. Yeah, come on up. Aw. So we stand together like we have done many, many Sundays before and support you as you take the next symbolic steps into young adulthood. So this is a blessing of bridging by Maureen Killoran. Miriam, as you step forward into your next chapter, we send you with our fondest hopes and blessings.
Miriam, you may not feel like an adult, but do not let the world itself scare you. Adulting is a lifelong process where we slip in and out of our childlike selves seeking comfort and nurture and the familiar feeling of being held and protected by those who love us. May life bring enough challenges to fuel your dreams, enough affirmation to honor your gifts, and enough nurture to give your spirit peace.
Believe in your vision. Follow your dreams.
And know always that if you return here to us, you will find hands of friends, a place to renew and recharge, a community of love and respect.
We just have one more thing for you. Thank you, everybody, for standing up there and helping with that.
So I was going to read this, but time does not permit it. But this is the book I received when I graduated from high school. And it's called Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. And Don and I have left you messages in here. And I wanted to give it to you so that you remember that you always can fly. You can always go somewhere else. The road is not paved for you yet. So keep flying. You're welcome.
I got something too. And I give you a chalice necklace. That's something that I remember when I first got my first chalice necklace, and it's been such an important symbol for me because you get to take it with you anywhere you go, and it's just a reminder of the support that you have. All right? There you go. Okay, I think we're good. Thank you so much.
How many of you grew up Catholic? How many of you grew up Protestant? How many of you grew up in a Jewish home? How many of you grew up Unitarian or Universalist or Unitarian Universalist? That's a lot. That's a lot for us. Yeah, it's awesome. How many of you grew up not going to church at all? Yeah, a few. Unitarian Universalism is known for its celebration of theological diversity. In this congregation, we have people who consider themselves Christian and others who consider themselves Buddhist. We have pagans and earth-centered spiritualists, naturalists, pantheists, and panentheists. We have people who hold to their Jewish heritage and others who feel more comfortable with humanist teachings. We have atheists and agnostics and other people who would prefer no label. But our diversity doesn't end there. We celebrate the multiple generations that worship here, the diverse configurations of family. We celebrate the diversity of ethnic and racial makeup of our members, the continuum of sexual orientations and gender expressions, the cognitive and physical abilities. And we celebrate the diversity of talents, of gifts, of experiences offered by each individual who joins with us on our journey of faith. To celebrate diversity is no easy task. It means going beyond accepting different opinions, different ways of believing, different ways of being. It means to welcome and affirm people in the fullness of who they are. It means inviting diverse experiences and expressions of faith, even when we are not comfortable with them. It means making room for the voices that may not always resonate with our own. The Flower Communion is a celebration of our diversity and our commitment to welcoming all. In the midst of the growing separation and isolation of the Czechoslovakian people during World War II, the Reverend Norbert Čapek, creator of the Flower Communion, continued to preach about the importance of freedom and worth and dignity of all people. He exclaimed that the Spirit of God lived in every person, no matter what their faith, no matter their age, no matter their background, no matter their position in society. Reverend Čapek created a covenant like the one we say each week, where the members pledged to, quote, confess that you accepted others as brothers and sisters without regard to class, race, or other distinction, acknowledging everybody as your friend who is human and wants to be good. Over and over again, Čapek reminded his congregation and the world to keep our hearts open, even in a world of hate, and you will find the ability to love again. Reverend Čapek and his members of his church participated in an underground railroad of sorts, evacuating children, providing them shelter in underground railroads and railroad tracks, and encouraging resistance. At a time where most people were turning their backs on the Jews, who were the main target of Nazi hatred and protecting only themselves from the horrors occurring, Reverend Čapek reminded his congregation, we will never feel ashamed of the fact that a small nation in the middle of Europe, we were ready to defend human dignity, freedom, and justice. Today, we are called to do the same. May this communion remind us of that call and strengthen our bonds so that we are not working for justice on our own. I invite the ushers to bring the flowers forward.
Please join me in the responsive reading, Consecration of the Flowers by Reverend Sarah Movius Schur, which is an insert in your order of service. These flowers we see before us, they come in many shades and colors. Yet all were created by the same miracle. Our lives are miracles as well. To be reminded that all of us have value and all have a place in the beauty of the world. To be reminded that all are welcome and all may receive at the communion table of this church. We come to be a part of something greater than ourselves.
Okay, so because of time, we're going to skip De Colores. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and reflection. In the words of Norbert Čapek, Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us that amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to good and beauty. May they also remind us of the value of companionship, of doing and sharing with one another. May we cherish friendship as a most precious gift. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of us all are needed. May we be strengthened by the knowledge that one Spirit, the Spirit of love, unites us. So, it's time to share our flowers. I'm going to invite everyone under 20, guests or not, to come forward. Those of you who want to. We have a tradition that the youngest people in the room have to pass out flowers. So take one of these flowers, take a different one than the flower you brought. Take it not for keeping forever and ever, nothing is forever. Take a flower as a symbol of gratitude for the beauty we did not create, of gratitude for the blessings we do not deserve, of gratitude for the joys which come when unexpected. Take a flower as your symbol of participation in the community of this congregation, of your participation in the community of humankind, of your participation in the community of all living things, of your participation in the universal community. If you by chance did not bring a flower, take one anyway. Take a flower as a symbol that beauty and grace and joy and love are not matters of reciprocity. In this world, we cannot earn or deserve that which is most important. It comes to us as a gift. Therefore, knowing how to receive is fully as important as knowing how to give. Thank you all for passing out those flowers. I want to teach you a song before we leave, which is one of my favorite songs that I learned at YRUU camps and conferences. And it's called Spiraling into the Center, and some of you know this. I sing it slightly different than the original because it's what I can sing. So please repeat after me. It's in your program, so I'm just going to sing a line and you sing it after me. Spiraling into the center of the web. Spiraling into the center of the web. We are the weavers, we are the woven ones, we are the dreamers, we are the dream. We are the weavers, we are the woven ones, we are the dreamers, we are the dream. Okay, rise in body of spirit and join me. And you'll get it. We'll sing it a couple times, and then I'll give you instructions. Spiraling into the center of the web. Spiraling into the center of the web. We are the weavers, we are the woven ones, we are the dreamers, we are the dream. We are the weavers, we are the woven ones, we are the dreamers, we are the dream. Okay, so you all caught on really quickly, so I'm gonna give my instructions now. For those of you who are comfortable doing so, I invite you to stomp your foot to the beat. So I start. This is a way to stay on rhythm that I learned in one of my music classes. Spiraling into the center of the web. Spiraling into the center of the web. We are the weavers, we are the woven ones, we are the dreamers, we are the dream. We are the weavers, we are the woven ones, we are the dreamers, we are the dream. Thank you.
And please remain standing for our unison benediction you'll find in your order of service. And let's hold up our flower to make a brilliant bouquet. And I know that's tricky to have the words in one hand and the flower in the other, so I'm just giving everybody a minute to get adjusted. Thank you. All right, ready? May we bear this flower in our hearts, even when it has vanished from our hands, a symbol of the countless gifts of beauty and steadfast care, available to give and receive in this beloved community.
Please be seated.